I'm going to be talking about some tactics you can use to win more gunfights. Also, if you're new to the channel and you don't want to miss any Fortnite tip videos I upload, start now by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Alright, so the first tip I'm going to be talking about is actually having a health advantage, item advantage, and also materials advantage. So let's start with materials, okay? So materials, if you have more materials than an opponent, then obviously you'll be able to protect yourself more. If you're fighting for high ground, you're more likely to get high ground. So having more material is obviously really good. Like, you'll be able to win fights more easily. But if you don't have more materials, then play low ground. Play smart and play around how much materials you have. Don't build crazy if you have a tiny bit of materials, okay? It's going to get you killed. And then second of all, let's say health. So health, if you have 200 health and you're going into a fight and someone has 100 health, you'll be more likely to win. The person with 200 health obviously will more likely to win. So you, okay? And then let's go with items. If you have a gold shotgun and the other opponent has a green shotgun, who's more likely to do more damage and also win that fight? The person with the gold shotgun, obviously. Obviously, this ain't always the case, but it gives you advantage. So the whole point is trying to get advantages, so more materials, more health, healables you can have as well, so you can heal up in the middle of a fight, and also having like a gold shotgun or gold AR to also aid you in that, to make it more easily. And a tip for building, if you see someone building with, say, wood, and they switch to brick, in most cases they're starting to run out of materials, because if they're using wood, wood is the most likely to have the highest amount. Brick is less, obviously. So if they all of a sudden just switch to brick, then obviously their wood has finished, and brick is obviously harder to find, so they're going to probably have less of it, and also etc. with metal. But this ain't always the case, since you can obviously just build and then you can just switch around like that. But most of the time, no one bothers with that, so that's literally a really good tip to take in mind that no one really takes advantage of, so that can help you with knowing how much materials an opponent has. The second tip is actually abusing what you're good at here in Fortnite. So for example, if you're a master box fighter, turn everything into a box fight. Any fight you go into, turn it into a box fight. If you're good at getting high ground, turn it into a high ground fight. So go all the way, keep building up, try and get high ground, and then force him to try and get high ground. Like, don't let him just try and break you apart, like break the builds below you and like bring you down. Just build up, start spraying him from the top, and yeah, he will regret it after. And another thing to note down, what gun category you're good at or best at, use that gun the most. For example, if you're good at sniping, literally try and snipe everyone, literally try and snipe everyone. Obviously you won't be able to kill everyone sniping, but try and abuse what you're best at in this game to get more kills, and obviously to not die as much and win more gunfights. But sometimes in the case you're going to have to use a combination of both. But if you're good at close range fights, get a shotgun, get an SMG, shoot them. If you're good at AR aim, use the AR a lot. And then if you lure them down with an AR, you can go with a shotgun, just shoot him once, or spray him a tiny bit with an AR or an SMG, and you'll kill him like that. So the second tip is basically just abusing what you're good at here in Fortnite. The third tip is actually something I really hate and find annoying, but I understand why it's smart, is third partying. Third partying is so annoying, but it's really smart because the other people are already distracted by fighting another person, and also they're already doing damage to each other. So you're going to have health advantage when you're coming to third party, and they're already going to be using a lot of their materials, a lot of their healables. So when you go in there, you got health advantage, you got material advantage, you got them being distracted and them not knowing where you're shooting them from advantage because they're obviously distracted by someone else. You literally have advantage of everything, literally. And they're going to be low health, kill them quick, kill one of them quick, or the other person kills them. They're not going to be able to heal, run at them straight away, finish them off. And yeah, third partying is really effective, so I understand why it's smart. But when you're in the situation of getting third partied, I know it's so annoying. But yeah, there you go, there's a tip right there. Next tip is a really annoying one for some people, but a really good advantage for others. It's having high and low ping. Okay, so if you have low ping, then obviously everything's going to run more smoothly. Your shotgun shots will be better. Everything will be better. Your edits will be more smooth. But if you have high ping, obviously it's the opposite. It's going to be harder to do those and it's not going to be as smooth. So a way to identify if an opponent's got high or low ping is mainly when they box up, or you can force them to box up by doing damage. So when they're boxed up, okay, so you're trying to take their wall, right? Break it and try and get the wall. And if you can't get the wall in like 2 or 3 tries and you're doing it really quick, so you're doing it straight away placing a build and you don't get it, then the person obviously has better ping than you and your one's way higher. So you have to go to a different strategy, try and get high ground or something, because high ground doesn't require as much like ping. Your ping doesn't matter as much, but editing and those kind of stuff kind of do matter more. So I would probably go for high ground instead and try and opt for high ground and spray them from the top. If you have high ping, if you have low ping, just abuse it as much as you can. Literally, you'll be able to identify if someone's got high or low ping in this case by breaking it like that and straight replacing it. Do it a few times. If you don't get it, then obviously they got a better ping than you. So you have to play a bit smarter. The last tip is actually taking advantage of where you first start and land. So what I always like to say is, if you start in a place where there's not a lot of people and there's quite a bit of loot, and then later on in the end games you're going to have a lot of good loot and a lot of materials and healables to aid you, you're more likely to win further games and stuff. Because a problem that a lot of people have, including me, is at the starts of games people die a lot because no one gets a gun at the start, and someone might have a gun and you might not, and they will kill you. The spawn rate of chests in Fortnite has been decreased to 50% since season 4. So obviously it's harder to find loot. That's what you need to know. So obviously land in a place where not a lot of people go, but there's still a decent amount of loot there, and then get a lot of materials, get good items. Then obviously you have all those health advantages, material advantages, item advantages, which will make it easier for you to win and win gunfights and all that kind of stuff. So a good example of a place I would say is the Orchard. It's like a small frenzy farm, I guess you could say. I like landing there because there's quite a bit of loot. Only like 1 or 2 people land there. Sometimes no one lands there, so I get all the stuff for myself. It's easy. And then obviously when I go mid game and end game, I got good items, good materials, good amount of health, and it's way easier for me to kill everyone. If you did find this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel, and also comment down below any specific tip videos you'd like to see, and I'll try my best to make them. And I'll see you guys next time.